And then so that happened the day before
The day before,
Donkey Kong was announced.
the day before Donkey Kong Bonanza on the Nintendo Switch 2 family of systems. I'll give my first impressions here. As you can see, I did get the game. I pre-ordered it from Amazon. And the only reason I pre-ordered it from Amazon was so that it could get here while I was at work. Because I'm like, I don't want to get off work and then have to go to Best Buy to pick up the physical edition. Like, I'd rather Amazon just drop it off on my front porch. So,
Fair.
I will say that. I will also, well, real quick side tangent. I was in the theater yesterday and they played a trailer or like an ad for the Switch 2 showing off Mario Kart and stuff. And these guys come in and sit down behind me while the ad is playing. And one guy was like, oh, like, did you see the Switch 2? And then the other guy's like, yeah. Did you know that, like, you don't own your console? They can brick you for any reason if you buy used games. All of their games are on key cards and everything's so expensive. I kid you not, it took every ounce of fiber in me to not turn around and start a dialogue.
Just be like, no.
Just be like, hold on, pump the brakes, time out here. The console is just as expensive as the other two consoles on the market and arguably still cheaper than buying a PC. Not all the games are on key cards. I physically own my Switch. The only reason they'd brick it is if you break the rules. So just don't break the rules, forehead. It's not that hard. And finally, the only reason, there was a story of a guy who got his console bricked this week because he bought a used game. And I guess the person who owned that used game had dumped it and like pirated it. And then they sold the cartridge, which we talked about this on the piracy episode. Listen, I don't care if you emulate your games. You can. If I owned, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I can rip it, put it on my computer, and play it on an emulator, so long as I still have the physical game. Because I bought it, you can do whatever you want with it. Nintendo's cool with that. What they have an issue with is you dumping the game after you bought it and then reselling the physical copy, which is why this guy's Switch got bricked, because they saw that like the 2 ID of the same game or whatever was being played. He went to Nintendo support, got it unbanned after providing proof of purchase that like, hey, I did not steal this game. It's that simple. They're literally not punishing people. I mean, they are, but they're undoing it if you say, hey, it wasn't me.
Not me.
It wasn't me. They're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, and then we move on. So like, it was just really funny to sit in front of these people with all like this blatant misinformation.
You're just like,
and it says a lot about how far the misinformation has come, and like how Nintendo has seemingly done nothing to clarify any of it, which is my biggest issue with them right now. Is that they threw everything out in April and then provided no clarifying information whatsoever. And arguably they don't have to, because they sold 3.5 million units in the first 4 days. So clearly this is not that big of an issue. And they're still selling out every time they come back in stock. But also, like, it would be nice. It would be nice. Yeah. But these people will eventually cave when the new Mario game comes out or the new Zelda game comes out, or they'll see some third-party port. They're like one of my coworkers was very adamant about not buying a Switch 2. And then I brought mine into work one day, and he looked at it, and he was like, okay, maybe I need to buy a Switch 2. And I'm like, that's the in-person effect, dog. Like, so anyway.
That's why you demo it at Target.
That aside, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I've put in...
What are you thinking?
It just came out on Thursday. We're recording on Saturday. I've put in about 3.5 hours so far. So this really is like first impressions. And one of the things they really try to sell you with the game is that you can destroy everything and anything. And that is true. You can. So I spent 30 minutes destroying the opening area. Like, it drops you in with Donkey Kong in this tiny little room, and you can destroy 95% of the room. And I did. Sick. And here's the addicting part. You know how in like Lego games, you break everything in the room so you make sure you get all the studs and like you max out? Every time you break rocks, there's little gold pieces hidden in the rocks. So you just like, it's like an addictive substance where you have to keep going to make sure you get all the gold. I don't even know what you used the gold for yet. But I gotta get it all. I have like 10,000 gold pieces because I've just been breaking everything. So it is really fun. Arguably, so far, I'm enjoying it a lot more than like Mario Odyssey. And I'm not super far into the story, but it is one of those very like expressive, very animated. Like, really like DK's new design. I like when we go with overly stylized and animated things because realism is a plague and it's destroying creativity. That's what's destroying creativity, not AI. Endless realism is killing creativity.
Yeah.
But no, I've had a lot of fun with it. I am on sublayer. I'm like in the first area right after the tutorial. I still have Odd Rock. For those who like play the game and know,
Right.
I have not gotten past that point in the story yet. So I'm still really early on. It is like kind of addicting though, because I keep getting lost. Like I'm like, oh, I need to
Yeah.
go for the objective over there. And then like I'll do the little DK sonar and I'll see like a banana or something flash over here. And I'm like, ooh, we're going to go over there. And then going down there does this whole side tangent. And like I get lost doing that. And then 20 minutes go by because I'm sitting there beating rocks and like trying to destroy the environment. And I'm like, shoot, dude. There went 30 of my
Kinda
40-minute play session. No more objectives,
Right.
I guess. So I've like had to find myself actively forcing myself to do the story,
Yeah.
which isn't necessarily a bad thing because that's how you get more time out of the game and more
Means it's
enjoyment
fun.
out of it. But I'm also like, I'm stuck between like, I want to do the story and progress, but there's that completionist side of me that's like, oh, I don't want to miss anything. Because they also added a skill tree, which is my weakness as a fan of RPGs. They put a freaking skill tree in this game. So I'm like, well, now I got to find all the bananas so I can
Right.
upgrade my skill tree so that I can get all these new abilities.
Bro,
So I'm
not
like,
the
dude.
skill tree.
And they put customization in there. So like DK is blue now instead of having the brown fur. He's blue. He's got a blue tie and blue
Dude.
pants. I'm like, whoa.
Whoa, back up.
You can play
You
as
mean to tell
naked
me-
DK, which is a little crazy because that's what they call it in the game.
For real?
Yeah, they do. Like you can go in the clothing menu and it's like, do you want to put these shorts on, these shorts on, these shorts on? And then there's naked. And I'm like, whoa, this is a game for kids. Whoa.
When he pulls out the Donkey Kong. No, please. Whoa.
So yeah, overall, really fun game. I do think it works out in this game's favor that we haven't had a Nintendo Direct yet to be like, hey, here's all the new games. Hopefully we'll get one
Right.
this week that the episode comes out or the week after. Like now I need to know. I'm like, okay, I have
Right.
DK and I'm playing it, but now I need to know what the next thing I'm saving up for.
Right.
Because we got a lot of stuff up
What's
in the
next,
air.
guys?
I just want to know. So overall, really fun. I'll keep diving into it, update you guys as we go. But that's my thoughts on
Heck
Donkey
yeah.
Kong Bonanza.
Dude.
Very good game, very
Heck
fun,
yeah.
and like looks gorgeous. By the way, like even in handheld and even on like my TV. I know I said I wasn't a fan of graphics, right? And I'm still not. Like I'm not a graphics snob where, you know, the game has to run in 4K 60 FPS or I can't play it. You know, like some PC
Right.
people who are like, if it doesn't run at 60, I'm not playing it.
Right.
But there is something real special about like finally having Nintendo games in 4K
Yeah.
and you can tell
You're
the
like,
difference between like what they used to look like on Switch
Yeah.
and what they look like now. And I'm like, dude, that's insane to me. So overall, great game. I'm very excited to keep playing more. So that's all I've got about the Funny Monkey game.
See, you just get 4K of just naked Donkey Kong, and that's all we ever wanted on the Switch 2 was 4K 60 of the Conky Dong, and that's all we
Yeah,
ever.
it was never about like the Xenoblade waifus in 4K. No. No. Donkey Kong.
You know what we want to see.
That's where it's at.
The Conky Dong is what we're looking for. So